Hello everyone. In this session, let me explain the median of grouped data. However, we have learned the median of ungrouped data in the previous session. So in this session, we are going to learn a median of grouped data. Here the procedure is quite different. Let me solve one problem. So here is a problem. We have to find median of the following data, and further no notes will be sent in the group. So you have to write by seeing this video. Question is, find the median of the following data. So first write down the given data as it is. So first let me write x values on f values. So x value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next f values is 8, 10, 11, 16, 20, 25, 15, 9, 6. So first we have to write the given data, whatever x values and f values as given to us. Now next step is we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. So it is entirely different for group data I am explaining. So cumulative frequency in the sense it can be obtained by adding all the preceding values. In the sense, first value, whatever the value we have in a frequency, you have to write as it is. Next we have to add 10 to 8. So 10 plus 8 will give us 18. Either you can add 10 plus 8 or you can take reference here. So that first value as it is 8, next 10 plus 8 is 18. So next we have to add 11 plus 10 is 21 plus 8 is 29. Either we can add all these three values or else you can add 11 plus 18. So 11 plus 18 will be 29. Clear? Next 29 plus 16. 29 plus 16 will give us 45. Now let me add 45 with 20. So you will get 65. Fine. Next 65 plus 25. 90. Plus 90 plus 15 is 105. 105 plus 9 is 114. 114 plus 6 is 120. So I'll repeating once again. To calculate the cumulative frequency, first value we have to write as it is. And for the next value you have to add 10 plus 8, 18. Next 11 plus 18, 29. 16 plus 29, 45. 20 plus 45, 65. 25 plus 90 is 105. 105. Next we have to add 15 to 105. So you will get 114. 114 plus 6 is 120. See here I am showing again 8 as it is. Next 8 plus 10, 18. 18 plus 11, 29. 29 plus 16 is 45. 45 plus 20 is 65. 65 plus 25 is 90. 90 plus 15 is 105. 105 plus 9 is 114. 114 plus 6 is 120. Fine. Hope so cumulative frequency is clear for you. So whenever they asked you to find the median of a discrete series, you have to find a cumulative frequency. So in remember cumulative frequency, first value should be written as it is. Clear? Now let me write the formula first. So size of median. So what is the size of a median? It is n plus 1 divided by tooth term. Fine. Now it is a discrete series. Discrete series in the sense we can find the n value by adding all the frequencies value. So here is a frequency. So you have to add all these terms to get the frequency. So let me add it. 8 plus 10 plus 11 plus 16 plus 20 plus 25 plus 15 plus 9 plus 6. So that will give us 120. So when you add you will get n is equal to 120. Clear? So n value is 120. Now let me substitute here. Size of the median will be 120 plus 1 divided by tooth term. So you will get 121 by tooth term. So when you divide again it will be 60.5th term. Fine. 60.5th term. Now we have to find 60.5th term in cumulative frequency, not in frequency, as we are checking for frequency in a previous case where we have ungrouped data. Since it is grouped data, so we have to find 60.5th term in cumulative frequency. So clearly 60.5 lies between 45 and 65, right? 60.5 lies between 45 and 65. Fine. So among these two values we have to take highest value. Fine. So 65 corresponding x value we have to check. So corresponding x value is 5. Fine. Therefore, I can write this as median is 5. So I'm writing once again here. First we have to find n value. N value for group data will be sum of all the frequencies. So first find the sum of frequencies. It will give us 120. Now whatever the n value obtained, you substitute, you will get 60.5. So we have to find 60.5th term in cumulative frequency. Clearly 60 point lies between 45 and 65. So among them we have to take the highest value. It is 65. So for 65 we have to consider 65 is a cumulative frequency. So corresponding x value is 5. So I can write, therefore the required median is 5. Corresponding x value is the median. Remember, 65 is only cumulative frequency. Corresponding x value whatever you have, that will be the median. Hope so it is clear. Let me solve one more problem. So here is the problem. We have to find the median of this data where x and f values are given. Moreover, it is group data discrete series where x values are given directly. First let me write x values: 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5. Now f values, what is given? 3, 7, 22, 60, 85, 32, 8. Fine. Now we have to calculate cumulative frequency. Remember, for group data, before finding a median, we have to find cumulative frequency. So I am repeating once again. To find the cumulative frequency, first rewrite the whatever the value is given. First value you have to write as it is. Next, for this value you have to add 7. See here, 3 plus 7. It is 10. Hope so calculator is clearly visible for you. Next we have to add 10 to 22. 10 plus 22. It will be 32. Next 32 plus 60 is 92. Next 92 plus 85 is 117. Next 117 plus 32 is 209. Next 209 plus 8 is 9. I'm sorry, 209 plus 8 is 217. 217. Hope so cumulative frequency is clear. Now write down the size of a median. So size of median is given by n plus 1 by 2th term. Right? Where n value is the sum of the frequencies. I am repeating once again, n will be sum of frequencies. So you have to add all the frequencies values given. Now let me add frequency. So 3 plus 7 plus 22 plus 60 plus 85 plus 32 plus 8. So when you add all this, you will get 217. Fine. Now we have to find the size of a median, right? So n will be 217. Let me substitute 270 plus 1 by 2th term. I am writing this again. 2th term you have to write. So when you divide, you will get 109th term. Fine. Now we have to check 109 in cumulative frequency. Remember, 109 you have to check in cumulative frequency. Clearly 109 lies between 92 and 117. Right? 109 lies between 92 and 170. So among these two you have to choose highest value. Here highest value is 117. Fine. But it is just a cumulative frequency. So corresponding x value is the median. Correspond 117, since 109th term we have obtained 109 lies between 92 and 117. So corresponding x value is 7.5. So required median is 7.5. Therefore median is equal to 7.5. Hope so it is clear. I am repeating once again. First write down x values and f values. Next calculate CF value. For that you have to rewrite first value as it is. Next add all the corresponding values as I done. See here, 8 plus 209. And after finding CF, add all the f values. So you will get n value, substitute it. So you will get one term, that is 109th term. This term we have to check in cumulative frequency. So 109 lies between 92 and 117. So this will be cumulative frequency. Corresponding x value whatever is there. So that will be the required median. So let me look at the next problem. So here is the problem. We have to do it in same procedure. First let me write down x value 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now f values are 2, 5, 8, 12, 7, 4, 3. Fine. Now let me find cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency, first value as it is. Next 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 8, 15. Next 15 plus 12 is 27. Next 27 plus 7 is 34. Plus 4, 38. Plus 3, 41. So we have obtained CF value. Next we have to find size of median. So size of median is equal to n plus 1 by tooth term. So n is none other than sum of frequencies. So let me add all these value. It is 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 12 plus 7 plus 4 plus 3. So that will give us 41. So when you add, you will get 41. So n value is 41. So let me substitute 41 plus 1 by tooth term. So you will get 42 by tooth term. So what is the value of 42 by 2? It is 21st term. So you have to look for 21st term in cumulative frequency. Clearly 21 lies between 15 and 27. So among these two values you have to choose highest value as cumulative frequency. So the corresponding x value is 8. So therefore the required median is 8. Required median is 8. So here is a homework problem for you. Homework is just a 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes time to solve. So solve in notes by using the same method. That is, it is grouped data where x and f values are given. So as I done now, so follow the same method. Find cumulative frequency and calculate and write down the corresponding x value. That will be the median. So copy down these two problems, pause the video and take a screenshot and solve these two problems in notes and let me know the solution. Hope so it is clear. Now let me find the, whatever we have done is median for grouped data, that is discrete series where x values are given directly. Now let me solve median of continuous data. So it is also a grouped data. Fine. So it is also grouped data, but it is continuous. Why? Because you can note that class intervals are given as x values are given in terms of class interval. Here x values are given directly. So it is important. You will get one 5-mark question on this concept. So let me solve this. First write down the given data. So class interval is given. So let me write it as 0.5, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 45 to 50. So class interval is given and frequency is also given. 1, 7, 15, 24, 31, 42, 30, 26, 15, 10. So it is one very important. You will get one 5-mark question compulsory, but the concept is quite different comparatively. So you already familiar with finding grouped data, that is where x values are given, that is discrete series, you know that. Whereas in continuous series it is different, quite different. So first step, I'm repeating once again, first step, whatever the given data you just write it down. Next, find out cumulative frequency as we done for discrete. So as I already told you, to find cumulative frequency, write down 1 as it is, first term. So now you have to add 7 plus 1, 8. Again, I have to add 8 with 15. So let me do that. 8 plus 15. You will get 23, write down here. Next 23 plus 24. So that will give us 47. Next 47 plus 31, 78. 78 plus 42, 120. 120 plus 30 is 150. 150 plus 26 is 176. 176 plus 15 is 191. 191 plus 10 is 201. So we have find out the cumulative frequency, whether it is continuous or discrete, no matter. Cumulative frequency, finding cumulative frequency is same in both the methods. So once you done with the cumulative frequency, next find out the size of a median. So size of median or median size, one and the same. So what is the formula here? So to find the size of a median, we have to use n by 2. Remember, in discrete data where x values are directly given, you have to use n plus 1 by 2th term. Whereas in continuous data, you have to use n by 2th term, where n is the sum of the frequency. So I have to find sum of a frequency. So n is equal to summation f. In the sense, I have to add all these values. So 1 plus 7 plus 15 plus 24 plus 31 plus 42 plus 30 plus 26 plus 15 plus 10. That will give us 201. So when you add all these, you will get 201. So n value is 201. Now median size will be 201 divided by 2th term. So here the formula changes. Size of median is n by 2. So 201 divided by 2th term. 201 divided by 2 will give us 100.5th term. You have to write this also. 5th term is important. It is not 100.5. Instead it is 100.5th term. Now we have to check for cumulative frequency. Fine. So in a cumulative frequency, 100.5 lies between, you can clearly see that 100 point lies between, I'll write here, 100.5th term lies between 78 and 120. Right? So 100.5th term lies between 78 and 120. Now among these two values, highest value will be cumulative frequency, right? So make this as CF. Fine. Now before that, you write down the formula so that you will understand the concept very well. So for continuous data, I have already told you that first finding a median size, it is 100.5th term. Now formula is given by median is equal to L plus n divided by 2 minus m divided by f into h. Now I let you explain all the terms in detail so that you will understand very well. Now L value is none other than, as I already told you, it is the lower limit of the median class. So before that, let me know what is the median class. Now 100.5th term lies between 78 and 180, as I already told you. Now we have to consider highest value as cumulative frequency, right? Required cumulative frequency. So corresponding class interval, the class interval corresponding to the highest cumulative frequency is called as median class. Fine. So this is called as median class. In this median class, what is the lower value? Is 25. So this will be the value of L. Clear? See here, 100.5 lies between 78 and 120. So among them, highest value will be cumulative frequency. Corresponding class interval is called as median class. In that, lower value is called as L. That is, lower limit value is L. Clear? Now L value is finished. Now capital N value we need. Capital N is none other than, here whatever we have obtained the sum of frequencies. Here I have calculated. See here, n is equal to sigma f. It is 201. So I'm going to substitute as and when I explain. So L is 25. It is the lower limit of the median class. So median class is 25 to 30. So L is 25 plus n is total sum. It is 201 divided by 2 minus m. It is 201. Hope so it is visible for you. 201 divided by 2 minus m. So as I already told you while explaining the concept, m is cumulative frequency of the class preceding median class. In the sense, here the cumulative frequency is 120. So whatever the value we have, it's preceding cumulative frequency value. This is the column of cumulative frequency. So highest value is, we have considered required cumulative frequency. The value above that, that is preceding value is called as m. Clear? So 78 is m value. Next, f is the frequency. So corresponding cumulative frequency value is, see here, 120 is the cumulative frequency. So frequency of the same median class is 42. So this will be the value of f. So m value is 78, f value is 42. Clear? Now h is the class difference. In the sense, what is the difference value here? 30 minus 25 is 5. So h value is 5. I am repeating once again. Here the how we are going to take the values. First step, we have to find n value. That will be the sum of the frequency value. You just add f value, whatever frequency is given, you will get capital N value. You write it here. Now class width will be 100.5. Now we have to see 100.5 lies between, you have to look at the cumulative frequency column, since 100.5th term lies between 78 and 120. So highest value you have to take that as CF, required CF. So corresponding class is called as, interval is called as median class, in which lower value will be L. Now F is the frequency of corresponding cumulative frequency. Whatever the cumulative frequency is there, so corresponding frequency will be F. Now M is the preceding frequency value, in column cumulative frequency, so preceding value will be 78. So that is how. H is the difference between these two. Fine. Now let me simplify this. So required median will be 25, you keep as it is. Now 201 divided by 2, I have already calculated, it is 100.5 minus 78 divided by 42 into 5. Now let me simplify. See here, 100.5 minus 78, you can simplify in one step. See here how I am going to simplify. 100.5 minus 78 equals, divided by 42 into 5, overall added with 25. So that will give us 27.678. So required median is 27.678. Hope so it is clear for you. Anyhow, let me explain one more problem so that you will understand very well. Fine. So here is the problem. I am just explaining the steps in detail. You just listen to me. First step, write down the given data. So class interval is given. So make a list of class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Before that, whenever a class interval is given, you just make sure that whether there is continuation of data or not. So anyhow it is continuous data only. Now make a list of frequency 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.5, 0.1. So frequency value is given. Now we have to calculate cumulative frequency. First step, cumulative frequency. So write down first value as it is. 2 I have written. Fine. Now add this value with this value. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 1, 15. 15 plus 0.5, 15.5. 15.5 plus 0.1, 15.6. If you want, you can cross check. 15.5 plus 0.1 is 15.6. So we have calculated cumulative frequency. Next, before finding median, first you can add the frequency value, that is n. Capital N will be sigma f. So you have to add all these values. So let me add 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0.5 plus 0.1. That will give us 15.6. Fine. So n value, capital N value is 15.6. Now let me find size of median. Size of median. So it is continuous data. Size of median will be n divided by 2th term. Right? N divided by 2th term. Here n is 15.6 divided by 2th term. Fine. Now let me calculate. 15.6 divided by 2. It is 7.8 term. Clear? Now we have to look at 7.8 term in cumulative frequency. So this step will be same for both the types, that is discrete and continuous. So 7.8, look at the CF column. 7.8 clearly lies between 5 and 9. Right? So I'll just write here 7. No need to write all these things, just for your understanding purpose I am writing this. Lies between 5 and 9. So I am repeating once again, 7.8 term we need. So 7.8 lies between 5 and 9. So among these two value, highest value is 9. Right? So this will be the required cumulative frequency for this particular problem. Now the class interval corresponding to this cumulative frequency is, see here, for this line corresponding class interval is 20 to 30. So this is called as median class. Fine. So in this minimum value is 20. So this value is called as L. So 20 is the required value of L, and whatever the cumulative frequency we have, corresponding value is called as F. Fine. And the cumulative frequency column only, the preceding value, the above value of 9 will be the value of M. Clear? Now let me write down the formula. So formula will be is given by median is equal to L plus N by 2 minus M divided by F into H. Right? Now let me write down the required values. L value is, as I already told you, whatever the value I have taken as cumulative frequency, corresponding class interval minimum value is L. So L value is 20 and N value is already calculated, that is sum of frequency, it is 15.6. Now M value is preceding frequency of a cumulative frequency, that is 5, and frequency is corresponding cumulative frequency value, that is F value is 4. Now H is none other than class width. In the sense, what is the difference between 30 minus 20? It is 10. So H value is 10. Now let me substitute to find the median value. So when you're going to substitute, you will get, I'll just make here, I'll write here, median is equal to L is 20 plus N by 2. N is 15 by 15.6 divided by 2 minus small m value is 5 divided by F is 4. So everything depends on listing of these elements. So make sure that these are listed correctly. So minus 5 into H value is 10. Now look at here, I'll just simplify in one shot. 15.6 divided by 2, 7.8 minus 5. So numerator is 2.8 divided by 4. So 0.7 into 10. It is 7 plus 20. So the required median is 27. So median is equal to 27. Hope so it is clear. I'll just repeat once again. First write down the class interval and the frequency given. Next calculate the cumulative frequency, as I already told you. First value write as it is. For the next for the rest of the values you have to add 3 plus 2, 4 plus 5, 3 plus 9, 2 plus 12, 1 plus 14, 0.5 plus 15, 0.1 plus 15.5, so that you will get 15.6. Next add all frequency value, you will get N value. Next calculate the size of the median. So you will get 7.8th term. You have to look for the CF column, since 7.8 will be in between 5 and 9. Among those two values you have to choose highest value, that will be the cumulative frequency for this particular problem. Now for the corresponding class interval will be median class, in which lower limit is L value and the corresponding frequency will be F value, and the frequency preceding, in the sense whatever the value just above 9, it will be the value of M, and H is none other than difference between this class interval, that is 30 minus 20 is H. So make a list of all those value and write down the formula. Substitution and calculation will give you the value of median. Hope so it is clear. Now let me solve one more problem. So here is the problem. First write down the given data. What is the given data to us? Class interval is given. So it is 410 to 419, 420 to 429, 430 to 439, 442, 449, 452, 459, 462, 469, 472, 479, and frequency is given 14, 20, 42, 54, 45, 18 and 7. Now you can note that before finding the cumulative frequency, we have to check whether the class interval is continuous or not. It is very important step. So many of you are making mistake in this step only. So make sure whether there is a continuation or not. So in this particular problem, we can note that it is inclusive form, in the sense there is no continuation. So we have to convert it in terms of exclusive method. Exclusive in the sense we have to make these intervals equal. That is, whatever you have here, it is 419, but here what I have, 420. So 429 to 430. So one value is skipped. So we have to calculate adjacent factor, right? As I already explained this such kind of problem in explaining mean. So if you want, you can go through that. So adjustment factor, how we are going to calculate? So whatever the value you have, you just subtract it. That is 420 minus 419. divided by 2. So 420 minus 419 is 1. 1 by 2 will be 0.5. So this will be the adjacent factor. So adjustment factor I have already obtained, it is 0.5. Now what we have to do is we have to subtract 0.5 for the first class interval, that is lower limit, and we have to add for the second class interval, that is for the upper limit, so that you will obtain new class interval. So let me write the new class interval here. Make sure you have to equate it. What we say, you have to make continuation of data here. So 410 minus 0.5 will give us, 410 minus 0.5 is 409.5. So if you want, I'll show you one. See here, 410 minus 0.5, 409.5 to 419 plus 0.5. So I'm adding for second, let me take this as lower limit, this will be upper limit. So I'm adding for upper limit and subtracting from lower limit. In the sense, for the first column value you have to subtract, for the second column value you have to add. So that is what I'm doing. So 419 plus 0.5 is 419.5. Again 420 minus 0.5 is 419.5. 429 plus 0.5 is 429.5. Again 430 minus 0.5 is 429.5. 439 plus 0.5 is 439.5. Next 440 minus 0.5 is 439.5. 449 plus 0.5 is 449.5. 450 minus 0.5 is 449.5. Next 459 plus 0.5, 459.5. Next 460 minus 0.5 is 459.5. Next 469 plus 0.5 is 469.5. Next 470 minus 0.5 is 469.5. Next 479 plus 0.5 is 479.5. Now you can note that whatever the class intervals we have obtained, there is a continuation. See here. So we have converted it in terms of exclusive form where there is a continuation of a given data. Clear? Now we have obtained a class interval as well as frequency. Now we can calculate cumulative frequency. Fine. So cumulative frequency, first write down the first frequency value as it is, 14. Now we have to add 14 plus 20. So 14 plus 20 is 34. Fine. Next, add 34 with 42. So 34 plus 42 will give us 76. Next 76 plus 54. 76 plus 54 is 130. 130. Next 130 plus 45 is 175. 175 plus 18 is 193. 193 plus 7 is 200. So we have obtained cumulative frequency value. Now we need to calculate capital N. Capital N is none other than sum of all F. So when you're going to add all these column values, that is 14 plus 20 plus 42 plus 54 plus 45 plus 18 plus 7. So you have to add all these values. When you add, you will get 200. Clear? So I have calculated CF value. Now let me calculate size of a median. So as we are doing in the previous problem, the method will be same. So size of median. So for the continuous data, it is n by tooth term. What is the n by tooth term here? N is 200. I'll write here 200 divided by tooth term is 100th term. Clear? Now we have to check 100 in the column CF. So we can clearly see that 100th term lies between 76 and 130. Fine. 100th term lies between, no need to write all these things again, I am telling, lies between 76 and 130. Clear? Moreover, among 76 and 130, which is the highest value? It is 130. So we have to choose 130 as a required cumulative frequency. Fine. Now corresponding, before that let me write the formula. So what is the formula to find a median? Median is given by L plus N divided by 2 minus M divided by F into H. right? Now 130 is the required cumulative frequency value. Now we have to take a median class. Remember, while taking median class, you have to consider the new class interval that is we calculated. I mean, there should be continuation of data in a class interval. So you should not take this class interval. Remember, after adding and subtracting adjustment factor, you will get a new class interval. No, so you have to take that class interval as a median class. Now corresponding median class is this one. Fine. So in this will be the lower limit. So this value is called as L. Clear? And corresponding frequency to 130 is 54. So this will be the value of F. And the frequency above 130 is 76. So this will be the value of M, preceding frequency. Now we have obtained all the values. Now we need to calculate H value. H is another than difference of this class interval. So if you want, you can calculate. See here, 439.5 minus 449.5. So it is minus 10. In the sense, class interval will be positive. So you have to subtract 449.5 minus 439.5. So H value is 10. So I have obtained all the values. So make a list of all the values. I will just write here. L value is lower limit of the class interval. It is 439.5. Fine. Capital N value I have already calculated. It is 200. Next, small m value is 76. And the corresponding frequency is 54. So this is small m value. And the H value is 10. So let me substitute. Therefore, the median is equal to L value is 439.5 plus N by 2. 200 by 2 is 100 minus M value is 76 divided by F is 54 into H is 10. Now let me calculate. So 100 minus 76, I am calculating in one shot. You can see the calculator. So 100 minus 76, 24 divided by 54. So you will get this into 10 plus 439.5. So that will give us 443.94. Therefore, the required median is 443.94. Hope so it is clear. I am repeating once again. Once the class interval are written, you have to check whether there is continuation or not. That is, whenever we have continuation, we say it is exclusive. So if there is no continuation, it is inclusive. So we have to change it to exclusive form. That is, we have to change this data by calculating adjustment factor. Adjustment factor is given by, we have to subtract these two values and divide it with 2. So you will get 0.5. You have to subtract 0.5 from the first column, I mean lower limit column, and you have to add it to upper limit column. So I have obtained new class interval. Now onwards, whatever the values you are going to consider, you have to consider in new class interval that we have calculated. Moreover, there should be a continuation of a data. Now calculate the median size. It is 100 term. We have to look for the 100 term in cumulative frequency column. So obviously 100 lies between 76 and 130. Among highest term is 130. So you have to take that as cumulative frequency. Corresponding class interval is called as median class, in which lower value is L and the corresponding frequency is F. So frequency above 130 is 76. That will be the value of M, and difference of this class interval will be H. And substitute the same values in the formula. You will get the required median value. Clear? Hope so you understand these concepts. So here is a homework problem for you. Please take a screenshot of these 3 problems. So those who are thinking that I am giving more homework problems, it's up to you. So since you don't have more work, anyhow you have more time to solve this. Hope so. Please solve these 3 problems in notes and follow the same procedure. It is for continuous data. So here is the problems. Solve these 3 problems in notes. Fine. Now I have solved 3 problems. I have marked this as 6, 7, 8, right? So let me solve 4th and 5th problem. So here is a 4th problem. But you might get confusion that since we don't have class interval, we can thought it is a discrete series. No, we cannot. It is continuous series. Why? Because here it is not given as class interval. Instead, it is given as less than. So whenever the values like less than or mid value or central value or midpoint. So when you come across these 3 terms, it will be continuous series. I'm repeating once again. Whenever, just by looking at the columns, you cannot decide whether it is discrete or continuous. You have to look at this term since you have less than or mid value or central value or midpoint. So whenever you have such kind of terms, you should make sure that it is continuous series. In the sense, we have to convert the given data in terms of class intervals. Fine. So let me explain one problem so that you will understand very well. First, let me write the given data. So what is the given data to us? Less than 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Now frequency is also given. It is 4, 16, 40, 76, 96, 112, 120, 125. From this data, we have to construct a class interval. Fine. So let me write the class interval. Before that, make sure that the difference between these two is equal. That is 20 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 20 is 10. So we have equal class difference of 10. So we have to consider construct a class intervals which is of difference 10 units. So less than 10 in the sense I can write this as 0 to 10. Fine. Less than 20 I have, so I can write this as 10 to 20. Meaning is that 0 to 10 values will be of frequency 4. Fine. I'll explain it later. Just you construct a frequency, class interval from the given less than values as 0 to 10. So 20 in the sense 10 to 20. Again, I can write this as 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 50 I have, so 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Now this frequency will not be remain same. We have to construct new frequency. Why? Because the given data is when the data is less than 10, that is from 0 to 10, the frequency value is 4. So 0 to 10 frequency value will be remaining 4 as it is. Now coming to the second point, for data less than 20, for less than 20 it is given as 16. But the class interval is constructed in such a way that we are going to consider from 10 to 20. Moreover, 0 to 10 is also less than 20, right? So we have to subtract 16 minus 4. To get a data from 10 to 20, we have to subtract 16 minus 4. So let me subtract. 16 minus 4 will give us 12. Similarly, less than 30 in the sense all the values above, that is till 10 up to till 10, everything will be less than 30. But class interval is constructed in such a way that 20 to 30. Fine. So that is why I have to subtract 40 minus 16. Fine. So 40 minus 16 will give us 24. So let me write it here. Similarly, 76 minus 40 I have to do. 76 minus 40 you will get 36. Next, 96 minus 76. So 96 minus 76 is 20. Next, 112 minus 96 is 16. 120 minus 112 is 8. 125 minus 120 is 5. I'm repeating once again. Since the data is given for less than, so I have to consider class interval. Moreover, all the difference will be 10. So I have constructed a class interval with a difference of 10. So 20 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 20 is 10. So I have constructed a class interval, but the frequency will not be remain same. Why? Because for the values less than 10 it is 4. So that is why I have written first value as it is. Next, for the values less than 20 it is 16. But class interval I have taken from 10 to 20. So that is why I have subtracted 16 minus 4. It is 12. Next, 40 minus 16 it is 24. Similarly, I have subtracted the corresponding value so as to get frequency. From now onwards, whatever the value that you are going to consider, you have to choose from this class interval and this new frequency, new obtained, you have to consider. Next, we have to calculate cumulative frequency. Fine. So cumulative frequency will be calculated with reference to the new frequency. Whatever may be the value that you are going to consider, you have to consider from this new class interval and new frequency obtained. Now let me calculate the cumulative frequency. As I told you, cumulative frequency value, first value will be as it is, that is 4. Next, 12 plus 4 is 16. Next, 16 plus 24 is 40. 40 plus 36 is 76. 76 plus 20 is 96. 96 plus 16 is 112. 112 plus 8 is 120. 120 plus 5 is 125. Now I have obtained cumulative frequency value. Next, what is the frequency value, new frequency value I have taken here. Now we have to calculate n. N is none other than sigma f. Make sure that you are calculating sigma f from the new obtained frequency but not the old frequency. So you add all these frequency value. So when you add all these values, you will get 125. That is 4 plus 12 plus 24 plus 36 plus 20 plus 16 plus 8 plus 5. That will give us 125. Fine. Now let me calculate the size of the medium. Rest of the procedure will be same. Only thing is that class interval you have to construct and frequency, new frequency by subtracting the term, and remaining procedure will be same. Now let me calculate. So median size will be n by capital N by tooth term. Right. So capital N in this problem is 125. I have already calculated, divided by tooth term. So 125 divided by 2 will be 62.5th term. Now as usual, same procedure, 62.5 we have to check for cumulative frequency column. Clearly 62.5 lies between 40 and 76. Right. I'll write here 62.5 lies between 40 and 76. So among them we have to choose the highest value as the required cumulative frequency. Right. Now the corresponding frequency, new frequency and new class interval you have to see. So this will be the corresponding frequency. You have to take this as f, and this will be the median class, and in which lowest value is 30. So this will be L value, and the frequency above this, that is preceding frequency, is m. So make a list here. So n value I have obtained, it is 125, and f value is 36, and capital L value is 30, and small m value is 40. Now let me write down the formula. What is the formula to find the median of a continuous series? L plus n divided by 2 minus m divided by f into h, where h is the class difference. Clearly it is 10. Right. So let me write here, because 40 minus 30 is 10. So wherever you are going to take difference, it will be 10 only. Now let me substitute. So you will get median is equal to capital L value is 30 plus n divided by 2. N is 125. 125 divided by 2 I have calculated, it is 62.5. Right. N is 125. 125 divided by 2 is 62.5, minus small m is 40 divided by f is 36 into h is 10. So let me simplify this. So 6, you can look at the calculator. If you want, you can write few more steps. So I am calculating using calculator. So I'll write it directly. I'll try to write directly. 62.5 minus 40 is 22.5 divided by 36 into 10 plus 30 plus 30. That will give us 36.25. Therefore, the required median for the particular problem is 36.25. Hope so it is clear. Right. Only thing is constructing a class interval by checking this value. That is, whenever you have less than, you have to construct a class interval. Fine. And whatever the new class interval and new frequency is obtained, frequency also you have to change, keep in your mind. And you have to take all the new values while calculating. Hope so it is clear. Now let me solve a last problem in a median concept. But in the previous problem, what is the given value is, instead of midpoint, it is given as less than. But here it is not the case. Mid value or central value is given. So midpoint is given. So we have to construct the class interval. So let me write the given data first. So mid value is given. It is 115, 125, 135, 145, 155, 165, and 175, and 185, 195, and frequency value is also given: 6, 25, 48, 72, 116, 60, 38, 22, and 3. So just write down whatever the given data to us. Now to construct class interval, make sure that here the difference is 125 minus 115. See here, 125 minus 115 is 10. So width of a class interval should be equal to 10. So wherever you are going to take difference of mid value, you will get 10 only. But in the previous case, see here, they mentioned it as 10. That is less than value it was given. So what I have done is I have considered the initial value as 0. But now midpoint is given. So we have to check 115 is midpoint of what value. Suppose I'll give you simple example. Suppose if 5 is given to us, clearly 5 will be midpoint of, with a width of h I have to take as 10. Suppose I'll give you a simple example. Suppose if h is given as 10, I have to consider mid value is 5 and h is 10 is given. So we have to construct a class interval. Then we can write 5 lies between 0 to 10. Suppose if 15 is given, I can clearly write 15 lies between 10 and 20. That is 15 is the mid value of 10 and 20. Meaning is when you're going to add 10 plus 20 divided with 2, see here you should get 15. So that is the meaning. Similarly here 115 is given. So I can write 115 is the midpoint of 110 and 120. Right? So when you're going to add 110 and 120, 110 plus 120 divide it with 2, you will get 115. Clear? So similarly 125 lies between 120 and 130. 135 lies between 130 and 140. Next 145 lies between 140 and 150. Similarly 155 lies between 150 and 160. Again it is 160 to 170. 170 to 180. Once you obtain one value, you can write it directly. 180 to 190. 195 will be 190 to 200. Right? I'll just check the last value. See here 190 plus 200 divided by 2. You will get 195 only. So I have obtained a class interval. Now you cannot change frequency value. Why? Because the frequency is given for the mid values only. It is not given for the less than value. Mid values only given, frequency is applied for mid value. So you cannot change frequency. Whereas in the previous problem, a frequency is given for less than value. So that is the reason I have considered f value again. So in this problem, you cannot change frequency. You have to keep this frequency as it is. Now let me calculate cumulative frequency for this frequency. So as you know, first value you have to retain as it is. Next you have to add 25 plus 6. 25 plus 6 is 31. Next 31 plus 48 is 79. Next 79 plus 72 is 151. Next 151 plus 116 is 267. Next 267 plus 60 is 327. Next 327 plus 38 365. 365 plus 22 387. 387 plus 3 is 390. So we have obtained cumulative frequency value. Clear? Now let me calculate capital N. Capital N is none other than summation of f. Right? So we have to add all these values. So let me add the values. 6 plus 25 plus 48 plus 72 plus 116 plus 60 plus 38 plus 22 plus 3. So that will give us 390. So n value is 390. Now let me calculate the size of the median. I'll write here size of median. So what is the formula? It is n by capital N by tooth term. Right? So capital N is 390 here. So n is equal to 390. I'll write here n is equal to 390. So you will get 390 divided by tooth term. So when you divide, you will get 195th term. Now you have to check 195 in cumulative frequency. So clearly 195 lies between 151 and 267, right? So 191, I'll just mark here. So I'll just write 195 lies between 151 and 267. As I already told you, among these two I have to choose the highest one. This will be the required cumulative frequency. And these values you have to mark, right? So if you want you can mark this, but you cannot, no need to write all these things. If you want, you can write, not a problem. Now corresponding class interval is the median class, in which lower value is 150. So this will be small l value. And the frequency above this cumulative is m value. And the corresponding f value is 116. Fine, and the difference is 10, so H value is 10. I'll just mark list all these values here. Before that, let me write the formula. Formula is given by median is equal to L plus capital N by 2 minus M divided by F into H. Now make a list of all these values. So L value is 150 and N value is 390, small m value is 151, F value is 116 and H value is 10. Now let me substitute, so that median will be equal to L is 150 plus N is 390 divided by 2 minus M is 151, F is 116 into 10. See here, I will show you the simplification. First divide 390 by 2. 390 divided by 2. Fine. You will get 195. Subtract 151 minus 151. Next divide 116. Divide 116. Next multiply 10. Multiply 10. Next plus 150. So if you do this, you will get accurate solution 153.793. So required median is, if you want you can write the steps also, 153.793. So hope so it is clear. Remember, when the mid value is given, you cannot change frequency, you have to write as it is, and rest of the procedure will be same that we have done for all the problems whatever we solved in this session. But whenever a less than value is given, you have to write the frequency value. We have to change the frequency value as I explained earlier. So this completes the concepts of median. So in the next class I'll start with the mode. Hope so all the concepts will be clear for you. And once again I am telling you, please solve the homework problems that I have given. So fifth problem is this, and sixth, 7th, 8th is homework for you. Here is the homework. I have already told you, you just solve it. Thank you. Continue in the next session.